everybody, and welcome to Korok's Corner. Today we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Switch, and a lot of the social media networks out there and a lot of YouTubers are really bitching about the hard drive requirements and the space limitation of the actual Switch itself. Well, first of all, when you look at the Wii U when it first came out, it originally had either an 8 gig to a 64 gig hard drive already on it. And part of that 8 gig or 64 gig was associated to system memory function and also save states, okay? Now, when you look at the Nintendo Switch, it's going to have a 32 gig hard drive already installed upon it. Now, granted, after system updates and system resources already allocated to that hard drive, it's going to be about 25 gig worth of available space. Now, when you look at it, it's not that much, especially with the games coming out from third-party support. They're going to require a lot of hard drive space for files and for game content, and that I understand why people are a little bit upset about. But I think people are taking a little bit too much of an edge on this, and a lot of trollers are taking advantage of this as well. It also has the capacity for a micro SD card to be inserted into it to actually add more hard drive space available to the actual Switch itself. Now, granted, you have 64 gigabyte, you have 128 gigabyte, you have 256 gigabytes of micro SD sticks that you can choose from, up to 1 terabyte. And that's going to alleviate a lot of issues. I doubt anybody that's going to have this system is going to literally have like every single game in the Nintendo library other than on cartridge, okay? There are a lot of people there that do download digitally like myself, because with my children, discs and actually cartridges can become damaged or chewed on or what have you. So I do rely on a lot of digital content. So I do download the game digitally as well. But I normally don't necessarily allocate any of the physical hard drive space on the Switch for games. I have everything set in the options of the Nintendo Switch to basically go directly, anything I download, directly to the micro SD card. Now, a 256 gigabyte micro SD card is plenty of space when it comes to most of the game content for the Switch. You're looking at Mario Kart 8.0. You're looking at Splatoon. You're looking at the new Doom coming out. They're not going to be running out of room as much as people think they are, okay? If you plan ahead and plan on knowing what games you're going to get, these games are going to have the space requirements on them of what you're actually going to need for your Switch. I recommend anybody getting a 256 micro SD card to start out with their Switch. That gives you a little breathing room, especially with MBK, coming out with all the additional content. You can play directly out of the box, but you're limited of what you can play. But with the downloadable content on there, you want the game in its entirety. So having an extra couple hundred gigabyte worth of memory space is advantageous at the least. And I would recommend everybody getting the bare minimum of 256 micro SD card to start out with, okay? I think people are blowing this way out of proportion. I don't think Nintendo dropped the ball at all. In fact, I think Nintendo deliberately has done this to take the micro SD card, which was deliberately put into the system, and allocate that in with the Switch's gameplay ability, especially since it is a portable system. It's literally a 3DS on steroids, okay? It actually does a great job, and I think the games and the content so far, what I've seen on the Switch, are fantastic. And I can't wait during this Christmas time when my kids open it up and basically play with it. I can actually upload some really good game content, and I'm looking forward to that as well. I've been very fortunate. My system of my Switch has not bent or anything like that. I've been really, really happy about that. I've been taking very good care of it because I want my kids to enjoy it. But one thing, people, don't worry about the hard drive space requirements. Plan ahead. Cover your bridges. Hedge your bets. Get a 256 micro SD card, okay? And another thing, you're not limited to that actual SD card as well. There are other options to protect your data from either getting lost or overridden, okay? If you have a micro SD card and you have the adapter for a regular SD card that you can put into your computer, it'll open up that SD card with the information Nintendo already has on it, and it'll show it as a viable folder with information. You're not going to be able to read it, but you can be able to copy and paste it and save it onto an external hard drive of your choice. This is one thing that I was really happy to notice when I found out that I can actually back up whatever I have on my micro SD card onto my computer. And if I fuck things up on my SD card, well, guess what? I have a backup. I can put a new micro SD card in there if anything happens to it and play as if nothing had happened whatsoever. A lot of people aren't aware of that. I've been doing that ever since the Wii U. So I have a backup archive of all my Wii U software and everything directly onto an external hard drive, either on my laptop or on my main server. So don't worry about the constraint of hard drive space, people. This is just a bitch fest right now. It's nothing to worry about it. And basically, I believe Nintendo's got this in the bag, and I believe that Nintendo is going to make it worth our while. And especially with all the third-party support that's coming out right now, oh my god, people, you have to be impressed. This is the most third-party support Nintendo's ever had in their, 15 years of history? So come on, let's just relax a little bit and take this logically. This is going to be a fantastic system, portable or not. This system will test people to the limit and make sure it's the most enjoyable system out there. I actually foresee the Nintendo Wii U, as it is already fade out. It's not even made anymore. But I believe a lot of people are still playing those games today, and thus they will be playing the Nintendo Switch into the future. And one thing that I am for sure, that Nintendo has not dropped the ball. I think people are bitching for no reason. And you have to understand, with any new system out there, there's always going to be naysayers, haters out there. Just don't pay them any mind whatsoever. If you're a true Nintendo fan, you're going to be understanding that Nintendo Switch is quality, not quantity. Yes, they're hard to find right now, but everybody buys Nintendo when it first comes out with a new system because of the quality. Okay? And I have to tell you, I have loved my system to death, and I cannot wait till I can see my kids' faces when they open up that package, because Dad's just as excited as they're going to be. But I think I'm going to call it quits right now. I want everybody to have a very good night. Remember, don't fret about the Nintendo Switch. Everything's going to work out. I have full faith in Nintendo's capability of making the system fantastic and great, and I think this is probably one of their very best systems to date. So everybody, just relax, enjoy, and first of all and foremost of all, game and game hard. This is Korok Xavier signing off.